They said you don't need any tools, no cutters, no nippers, no knife, just your hand. And when I saw that written right on the box, I was like, really? But this is Blokees champion class, and this time we're building the one and only Pegasus Seiya from Saint Seiya. This might be the start of a new addiction, or maybe 3 hours nightmare. I don't know. So, you guys ready to find out? Because I am! Let's talk about this box for a sec, because Blokees did not cheap out here. The front art, gorgeous. Seiya striking his iconic pose, Saint Claus gleaming, and that shiny Saint Seiya logo that screams nostalgia. The texture of the box even feels nice, not that anyone cares, but details matter. And there it is, the boldest statement on this box, no cutters required. I mean, that's a pretty confident flex. Most brands are like some assembly required, but Blokees said, nah, just use your thumb. Around the sides, you get the clean character layout, articulation preview, and product shots that honestly look way better than I expected from a snap-fit kit. And the back, it's got the breakdown of parts, features, and this super neat color manual preview, which we'll see in a second. Okay, enough box appreciation, and now let's open this shiny thing up. Okay, first impression. The runners are actually different from what I expected. They're not rigid like Gunpla. The plastic is soft and flexible, almost rubbery, which means yes, you can literally pull pieces off with your fingers. No cutters, no stress. It's oddly satisfying though, like adult model kit therapy. But I'll be real, after popping 10 pieces, my thumb started questioning life choices. The manual is full color, easy to follow, and it even highlights articulation spots, something most kids don't bother with. It's like they knew you stop halfway, cry, and need motivation to keep building. Big shout out to Blokees for making the manual actually readable. Every step is color coded. There's zero text confusion. It's so beginner friendly that I'm convinced even my niece could follow it. Alright, time for the fun part, building Pegasus Seiya. Starting with the torso, and man, the engineering here is clean. Each piece clicks together with a tight seal. No gaps, no misalignment. The shoulder joints are on ball pegs, giving him an actual range of motion later on. That's where Blokees wins. It's not just static, you're building an actual articulated figure. The armor detail is already insane. You get panel lines, engraved edges, and the chest plate has a glossy metallic sheen. It's all molded color, no sticker, which is a huge win. Then comes the head, the make or break moment. The face is pre-printed and it's shockingly accurate. No sticker, no shaky hand nightmare, just plug it in and Seiya stares into your soul. And after about 45 minutes zen patience and thumb wrestling, boom! Pegasus Seiya is complete. Honestly, he looks way better than I expected. Now let's take a close look at this beauty. This sculpt is razor sharp from the chest armor to the tiny shoulder pads. The proportions hit that perfect anime balance, heroic, stylized, and slightly exaggerated, but still faithful to Seiya's original design. That face print though, this is how you do anime eyes. Sharp, clean, and full of personality. No derpy expressions here. And that metallic blue and silver combination, gorgeous! It gives the illusion of metal even though it's pure plastic. Under direct light, the armor pops like crazy. It's got that Saint Seiya sparkle. Honestly, this looked more premium than some pre-painted figure I've reviewed before, and they're saying something. Even the back of the armor is sculpted cleanly, with no ugly gaps or half-baked details. It really feels like Blokees poured effort into making this champion-class line stand out. Alright, articulation time! And honestly, I'm impressed. The head rotates freely and the helmet doesn't block movement. The arms lift up surprisingly high. Elbows bend around 90 degrees and the legs can kneel naturally. There's even a torso swivel. It's subtle but enough to add dynamic posing. The joints are firm but smooth, so you can pose him dramatically without worrying he'll collapse mid-shot. Look at that! I'm basically a 6-year-old again but with better lighting and worse posture. Now for size, Blokees figures are smaller than action figures, taller than Nendoroids, and about the same height as a 1/20 scale Gunpla. So if you're into display balance, this fit perfectly in between your articulated figures and mini kits. Standing next to action figures Luffy, Seiya looks like he's about to give him a lecture on cosmic energy. The proportions still hold up though. It doesn't look awkward at all. I think that's what Blokees is going for, figures that sit somewhere between toys, collectibles, and build kits. They're playable, but they look premium enough for display. This is what makes Blokees interesting. They've taken the model kit concept. Usually, other brands are intimidating, full of tools and stress, but Blokees made it friendly, fun, and compact. You don't need a workshop, you don't need glue, you just build, click, and pose. And move on to the 7 poses. I just started posing it and wow! Did not expect a model kit figure to feel this sturdy. Can't believe I'm this late to the Blokees party, oh my god. Anyway, swapping the faceplates and hands is super easy and feels really solid. Score 8 out of 10. Just a simple pose for now. For the second pose, there are a few flaws. The right and left arm joints pop off pretty easily, especially around the elbows, but no worries, they snap back in just as easily too. I'd give this 7 out of 10. Okay, there's a slight issue with the left ankle joint. It pops off a bit too easily, but honestly, I totally get it. It's a model kit with articulation after all. Still, out of all the model kits I've reviewed, this one's hands down the best so far. Score 8 out of 10. Moving on to Defender Seiya, the torso twist and tilt are really solid, super stable. Once again, the arm joints on both sides feel sturdy, but they don't bend as deep as I wish they could. This 7.5 out of 10. Fifth pose, still going with a more general stance. Since the arm and leg joints don't seem sturdy enough for extreme poses, but honestly, it still looks awesome. I'd give this one 8 out of 10. Alright, let's check the torso tilt. For a model kit, I'd say the tilt looks pretty good. However, the forward and backward articulation isn't perfect, especially in a jumping pose. But if the armbands had a bit more range, it would be even better. I'd give this an 8 out of 10. Now, this is the one and only, the iconic pose. Straight from the box front art, super easy to pull off a standing stance with that left and right arm full of cosmos energy. Since it's such a simple pose, I'd rate this a 7 out of 10. If you love Saint Seiya, this is an easy must-have. And if you've never built a figure before, this is the perfect time. And if you're like me, just tired slicing plastic runner for 2 hours, this is a breath of fresh air. So now you have watched my review of Blokees Pegasus Seiya. There are plenty figures waiting in line to be reviewed, so make sure you like and subscribe. And don't forget to follow my social media, Instagram or TikTok, Madam Chip. Thank you for watching and see you in the next review. Bye-bye!